Hey guys, so we're here in round three, just getting things started, and sorry, I had another one of those like annoying things where uh, the my memory or something with the new client or something's going on with the recordings and Camtasia and all this stuff. So I have to figure it out. My apologies. We were able to get there with the dragon last match. My opponent didn't have anything else, so after I think you saw the bounce, we were actually doing pretty okay. Anyway, this is just the start of the first game of the finals. Some really basic stuff going on here. We're going to just kind of play this race game for a little bit while we each develop our boards, and then I'm hoping that this fall we'll take out the Nyxborn Island. 3-3 isn't the end of the world to me, especially because I'm going to keep progressing my board and attacking in as well. So we'll just kind of, I'll make sure I'm not falling too far behind, and then look forward to getting rid of the big dude when it's appropriate. It's not even that big of a dude. And we'll see how long this recording lasts. But once again, thank you all who's been sticking through and watching all of this while I deal with sort of the funkiness. I hope that by next recording, I'll have figured some of this out already. No blocks. At this point, we start getting ahead. I assume there's a follow-up play, but what else you got? Oh, a chosen by Heliod, I see. So, yes, please. Did that work? Good. We got to keep developing our board. We're actually winning a race because Chosen just draws a card, but I guess my opponent just really wanted that. What do I want to do, though? Oh, Oppressive Raise. I didn't see that guy come down. I see. That makes a little bit of sense, because it's going to take 6 to activate to kill something, but that can happen later. I'll continue the Deepwater Hypnotist attack. Maybe just keep up. I mean, I could always chump. That's perfectly doable. I don't have a strong follow-up play. But I do kind of want to get Sigiled Starfish going. Yeah, I'm only getting 1 extra point of damage a turn. I'm not falling too far behind, and Sigiled Starfish will be relevant enough that it can start getting me to where I need to be in this race. So that's cool. And then we'll leave up Fall of the Hammer. Possibly do 2 points to something. Right now it doesn't matter, but we'll see. We shall see. No blocks. I'm not going to upkeep. Actually, I am. My opponent didn't do anything that was... there was no follow-up creature, so there's really no need to keep this Sigiled Starfish on defense. Do I want this land? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want something a little bit more relevant to the board, but I guess this is okay. No. Rise the Eagles will get us there, but I want something that can start dealing with this Eidolon. So we're going to put on the bottom. If I do draw another land, that's fine. Prussian Chimera is good. Now I do want to land soon enough, because we'll get to be able to start blocking. But for now, we're still okay. And I'll follow up. I can still choose to, block or something with a Crackling Triton. Or I can actually... Ooh, yeah. Probably what's going to happen is we're going to go ahead and Retraction Helix the Crackling Triton. I can pay 3 to activate it. So I'll get rid of the Chosen, at least, and set my opponent back a little bit if I need to. It also will provide a window for me to use a Fall of the Hammer, I think. But if this guy falls off, my opponent can just repump, as it were. But my opponent's doing this beforehand. Which is cool. So we had a nice little tempo play out of it. I like that. There's no reason to not let it resolve. But I will just go ahead now and offer this. Get a nice little tempo swing out of it. We're going to make this guy a little bit weaker. I'm still probably not blocking with this dude. And I kind of want to make sure I hit my land this time. And if that's the case then, so if we attack, I think what we do is attack with Deepwater Hypnotist. My opponent wants to like play and discard and stuff. I think we can still get like a nice little something out of the equation. My opponent could just go ahead and block here. We can use Fall of the Hammer if I want. My opponent definitely has a creature card in hand to discard to Erebos' Emissary. So that's a thing. I don't care about the 1/2 too much. Let's just get our Chimera down. I'm just curious to see if my opponent will actually block. That's a good trade for my opponent, huh? Yeah, we'll let it go. I'm not attacking because of this dorky trade. Alright. We know my opponent has a Bestow creature for 5, which can start getting back to like significant stats. But there's not enough cards in hand for us to completely lose the game from the Erebos' Emissary right away. My opponent's just going ahead and bestowing on there, which is definitely a good play. I'm going to try to go for the Rage next turn to kill the Emissary. Another creature in hand does mean some danger for us. I'm okay going down to 6 right now. I'll keep the Deepwater Hypnotist back as like a chump blocker next turn. If the Rage doesn't take out the Erebos Emissary because my opponent discards a card, that's a creature card, I'm still okay with that. In essence, the Rage does take out a creature. It's not the, I'd rather get the real threat on the board off the table. But it wouldn't have been a super horrible game. And on top of it, like, I get the scry. I do want to... I'm not going to be scrying on my upkeep with this Sigil Starfish, because I'm going to keep it for defense in case... Because right now I'm planning on chumping with him in case... I need to explain myself. I'm going to be chumping with the Hypnotist if the Purphoros doesn't work out. And then if that goes away, this is backup plan number 3 with our lovely Starfish here. So let's just try this. The Rage right now. I don't know why I always right-click on that guy. We get some scry action, which is nice. Don't really care which one goes where. We get scry 1, possibly 2. If there's another land in hand, I'm definitely putting it to the bottom. How do I get rid of this chat? This is from an old game. Can do that. I don't know. Anyway, at the moment... Alright, so my opponent thought about it. Did go ahead and discard to save it. Understandable. We get our scries now. Charlatan doesn't matter. Ooh, it's kind of nice being able to copy Fall of the Hammer, but it'd be a while before that happens. How am I winning now if this is the case? My opponent's going to be bashing in. We're going to chump. I'll be able to play Melita's Charlatan, but we're probably just going to use the Fall of the Hammer on the Chimera to kill. Oh, I can't do it. It's going to be too big. It means we have a lot of chumpers happening. I think with Fall and Rise in hand, I do actually want this on top. Plus, it is a creature. If things go really bad, it's another chumper. It's a bummer it's not my dragon. But that's okay. And we will attack with our flyer, of course. It's definitely something we want to do. Try to not get too far behind on the damage race. Who am I chumping with? I was doing the Hypnotist at first. Yeah, because that allows me... Well, maybe I want to wait then, because I can wait and try to do Fall and Hypnotist to kill Erebos' Emissary. Yeah, let's do this Starfish. It's kind of wasting its time at this point. Oh, I knew that was there. Meh, meh. Duh. So we get to play our Charlatan and have Fall the Hammer up. I like that quite a bit. We'll just keep doing 3 in the air a turn, which I think is correct, versus playing like Rise of the Eagles right now. It might even be right just to go ahead and block Chump with the Crackling Train instead of Follow the Hammer. I actually kind of like that, because we can kind of save. If my opponent tries to tap out with something next turn, we might even be able to follow the hammer and do a lethal. Because now we get the fall with the double charlatan. Alright, that's okay. Alright, how does this work? Follow the hammer. New copies for I can't target the emissary twice. So there's really no point in doing that double, right? So maybe just attacking with both. And then play Rise of Eagles. We can save the fall for next turn if we need it for something. Then we have 3 chump blockers. Yes, I like that. Cool. And we get to scry a bunch of times. On the bottom. On the top. Alright. As long as we stay alive this turn, we're okay. You're chumping. Opponent has to deal with a number of different things just to get there, so playing a land and 1 card in hand, I'm cool with that. How do I lose? The Wrath thing doesn't do it, because this guy's only going to be 2 when it comes down. The Nyxborn Eidolon. And that'd be the White Wrath. So one of the things I can deal with as I get into these recording issues, by the way, with the videos cutting out, I realize I'm a lot slower on the client still. I've always been kind of a slow player, but I mean, look at the time difference. So hopefully that will also improve. Definitely want to chump with this dude. Let's see if we get there now. What else you got? Griffin Dreamfinder, return an enchantment card, get Oppressive Rays, lock down the Prescient Chimera, can't quite do all the damage in the world, but I can still attack with Oppressive Rays, right? So that doesn't really do a whole lot. Chosen by Heliod? Just trying to draw into an answer, maybe? Could be true. But having a dragon and a Follow the Hammer is pretty cool. Yeah, my opponent was just trying to dig to an answer in the deck, so that's nice. Alright, black-white, lots of enchantments, lots of bestow. God, my sideboard sucks. I mean, I got a couple good cards, but nothing I'm going to side into. I mean, do I want Rise? No. I mean, my Retraction Helix and stuff, these are all going to be good against my opponent. I don't know how aggressive my opponent is. Playing that dorky dude is the 1/2 that bestows. It makes me think it might be kind of quick. I might want to get rid of this Cyclops and do the same thing with like the Floodtide Serpent. Just to have more beef early on. But once again, I'm just keeping it the same. Well, this is a mulligan if I ever saw one. I would love to mulligan. This is okay, but not really good. I love my dragon. 1 land while I am on the draw with 18 lands gets me a Crackling Triton, but then not a lot after that. I think we have to mulligan this. The hand's just too expensive. It's a bummer. Well, we're keeping this. Yeah, my deck functions better with a lot of lands. No, I never have a lot of hope if this is my 5-land hand that I'm starting with. This will help a whole bunch. Assuming it stays alive. No Asphyxiate. Oh, yeah, no Asphyxiate. That's cool. Alright, definitely upkeeping. Stop. My opponent has no 3. That's good. If you're land, you're going to the bottom. You are so going to the bottom. Hey, another land. Well, whatever. Still have 6ing. On my turn, now it's my opponent's turn. I want Rotted Hulk, 2/5. Well, it looks like I'm gonna keep my. No, I think I need to like prioritize the Scry versus the 2 points of damage. Unfortunately. Yay! You're definitely on top. So as soon as we get to play that, I'll be super happy. We'll take 2 here. I'll start keeping my Starfish on defense because it can block the Hulk pretty well. It's kind of done its job, and if I draw extra lands, it just makes the dragon a little bit better. I'll pretty much rage anything that isn't a 5, but well, I guess nothing then. It also means we're not blocking with the Sigiled Starfish either. Alright, a little bit of a race, but I think we'll be able to get there. Hubris! That's like okay. I'm going to keep it because I'd rather have that than like draw another land. But I'm not too sure if I'm going to play it right away. I think we'll see if like another enchantment. I would love it if like another enchantment starts like happening here. My mom's like, what? You're not doing 5? Yeah, I got a stupid Rage of Purphoros in my hand. It's a waste of everyone's time. Yeah, I'll Hubris. It gets both in hand, but it's just I need to stay alive and it sets my opponent back enough. It's not great for me, but I don't want this game to go late, and I want my opponent to tap out a little bit. Oh, gosh! I wasn't even paying attention. Look, my opponent... Well, my opponent probably would have played a spell, something anyway. But I could have risked it and tried to, like, just take the 3, go to end of turn, and then see what happens. Same thing. This guy's just going to be able to bash to whenever he wants. My opponent didn't have a land, so you never really know. Ooh, that's great. I think we start there. I want to diversify the threats, and having the extra scries are nice. And I want to protect the Forge Toker Dragon. That is definitely being put on top. Thank you very much. Now the race will be a little bit more in our favor. No blocks. We know we want the divination, so we're not... Ooh, Doom-Make Giant I wasn't paying attention to. That's a big boy. Enter the battlefield. Creatures, all of them. Gosh, 2 enchantments coming down are going to kill it. Is there any way for me to kill it right now? No. Do I divinate first? Do I even have answers that can deal with this? Minorly. I think we just use the Dragon online, because I don't think there's going to be 4 enchantments, and we just try to get this race happening. Yep, I need to catch up. Two enchantments on 1 turn is going to take these birds out, which is going to be so brutal. And all these butts, man. This rage ain't cutting it. What's this button do? Oh, hello. Back to here. Okay. I want to go back to my game. Thank you. Alright. The attacks are happening. Ooh, my opponent is going for it. Well, we're going to do a block. That's for sure. I'll take 4. Whatever. My opponent wants to use a trick on the Sigil Starfish. It's okay. Not great, but it's okay. At least it's not an enchantment to kill my birds. Which is what I care about. I'm good with 4 at the moment. Could be that enchantment's coming down, and 2 enchantments to take out all 3. But we gotta force my opponent to do that right now. Oh yeah, Oppressive Rays? That's just gonna be so bad on the Forged Oak Dragon. Scourge Mark. Okay. In response, we're scrying. Should have seen that coming. My opponent has an enchantment in hand. Do I want a Sigiled Starfish for more blocks? Yeah, why not? Because it doesn't really do much. No, but it'll get rid of a lot of stupid things, such as lands in the future. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to actually activate it, so if I were to think ahead, maybe I should be paying attention to that. My opponent at least has another bestow creature, so we'll just let that go down. Here goes the birds. Goodbye, birds. I miss you, birds. But now we just want, like, chump blockers, to be honest. Like a land and a 2-drop, so we can try to get ahead in the race. Oh, it's not quite, but I mean, they are creatures. So we'll be able to play the Sigiled Starfish. I don't need to chump next turn, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to. I'm just thinking ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus possibly a 3, versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, let's attack. Obviously attacking. Trying to catch up on this race. Don't think it's going to really happen since I'm only 1 point ahead. But as we bust out some more duders. Yeah, we're chumping, and next turn I am guaranteed to be able to play Sigil Starfish and Cyclops. And that's kind of the deal here. Don't know if I have a way to win this. I'm okay going down to 3 right now, I think. Even though there's 2 lethal creatures at that point, that's a lot of combat tricks. And I'm going to have 3 chumpers next turn. Yeah. So no blocks. I don't think there's a... Oh no, there's the Strive life gain dude. Which I've already seen in another match. Not this match, but something else. Is this it? Yeah, this is probably it. Cruel Feeding. Well, that's going to kind of blow me out anyway because of the life gain, but whatever. Oh, wow, I'm really dead. Huh. I have to rage here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll kill it at least. Then I only have 1 land left, so I have to chump with my dragon. Because I have to kill a scholar. I could have... Is there any way to have another blocker and do the rage? I don't think so. So if that's the case, I'm just dead. So I don't want to show my opponent anything. Correct? I believe that's correct. My opponent might get silly and try to block with the scholar. Then I'm still dead anyway, right? Kill scholar. Well, no, I can still chump. Yeah. Which isn't awesome, but you never know. Crackling Triton isn't great, but it's a creature. I want creatures, not lands. And then we'll pass the turn. I don't think I win if I'm not attacking with a Forged Oak Dragon, but whatever. I'll do my best. It could be right just to have conceded for the timeline on my computers in this new client's way of doing memory, as well as the fact, like, I'm just showing my opponent way more cards now, and I'm just left chumping it up. Nope. Should have left red up for Magma Spray. My opponent might not have wanted to have gone in with Doomwake Giant. Oh. Okay. I'm definitely going to concede after this. Actually, let's just concede now. Well, let's see what my draw step is. I showed my opponent Rage of Purphoros in order to get an extra draw step. So, I know what my draw is. Never mind. I already did that. I'm not thinking right. Conceding. I don't have outs, so there's really no point. Definitely need my faded configuration. All those big butts. Maybe what I need is a rise just to get a one of my dudes big enough to kill that shizzle. I still feel like the bounce is pretty good. Pin Earth is pretty good. No one's going super fast. Maybe take out one of my 6s. But again, the Cyclops can actually get rid of that 4-6 dude. Yeah, maybe I don't play Rise. Or really, I mean, maybe I do get rid of Hubris. Yeah. Let's try that. I don't know if that's right. It's interesting. It's very interesting, at least. Man, my dragon didn't win me the game last turn. Definitely want to play first. This is good. Not great. I'll keep. 2 to 3 on the play is also nice. I'm going to munch on some nuts here, so excuse the chomping. Alright. 18 lands are happening. Good dragon. I like dragons. I assume my opponent is not going to trade with me. I don't know why he would. Let's get our 3-drop down. Nope. Cancel. I just want to cast you. Just normal casting. Thank you. And then what else you got for me, buddy boy? Ooh. Good card. I really like my 2-3 at this point. Alright, grindy. Rod Hulk, that's okay. Not great, but okay. At least my opponent's not attacking me right now. I think this will come down to whether or not my opponent actually has the answer for Forge Stoker Dragon. Since it's my only way to kind of win. So if there's like a good removal spell, Dragon's gone. No hope for me. But my opponent doesn't have it, then I'm in good shape. Because the Dragon will gonna have a removal spell at this point. How could you not? Drawing a limb card, scrying them all away. So now, I could decide to not play my dragon and try to wait out somehow, you know, against a removal spell or something. I just don't see that ever happening. Especially now that my opponent can start attacking through, I need to put pressure on the board. But man, being able to cycle through this deck so well is pretty insane. Oppressive Raise is really good against Forge Stoker. Not really good, but Oppressive Raise can deal with Forge Stoker Dragon in this board state. It's definitely not a good card against the dragon. So attacking with Rotted Hulk. I take 3.